We've often wondered why we can't stop thinking about a certain person. What's going on inside me? And why can't I control this obsessive thought? But what does this phenomenon really represent beyond a simple, superficial attraction? Carl Gustav Jung offers us a profound and revealing insight. Perhaps that person is a mirror of your soul, a guide on your path to authentic personal fulfillment. In this video, we'll explore how this obsession could be a manifestation of the unconscious, a call to connect with your true self, and how understanding it can radically transform your life and the way you understand yourself. Get ready for a fascinating journey into the depths of your psyche. The projection of the unconscious projection is one of the most influential and revealing concepts in Carl Gustav Jung's work. This phenomenon occurs when the contents of our unconscious, especially those we haven't acknowledged or accepted, are projected onto other people. Instead of perceiving others as they are, we see them through a filter that reflects our own desires, fears, and hidden aspects of our psyche. When we constantly think about someone, we may be projecting qualities or characteristics onto that person that actually belong to our own unconscious. This process can manifest itself in different ways. For example, idealizing someone, seeing them as the embodiment of all our dreams and aspirations, when in reality, we are projecting our own unattainable ideals or aspects of our personality that have yet to be developed. Likewise, projection can make us see in others the negative aspects of ourselves that we refuse to acknowledge. For example, if someone irritates or repels us, it could be because they reflect aspects of our shadow, that part of the psyche that contains repressed or denied traits and desires. Projection can be both a trap and an opportunity. It can distort our perception of reality and complicate our relationships, but it can also become a valuable tool for self-knowledge. From this perspective, projection invites us to see our relationships as mirrors that reveal what we need to work on within ourselves. By facing and understanding our projections, we can discover new facets of our psyche, allowing us to live more consciously and authentically. The anima and the animus. The concept of the anima and the animus occupies a central place in the psychology of Carl Gustav Jung. They represent the archetypal images of the opposite gender that exist in each individual's unconscious. Within Jungian theory, the anima is the image of the feminine in the psyche of men, while the animus represents the masculine in the psyche of women. These archetypes are manifestations of the energies and qualities of the opposite gender that we all carry within us, and that play a crucial role in the formation of our identity and our relationships. Jung believed that these archetypes develop through interactions with parental and social figures, profoundly influencing our romantic relationships, our creativity, and our spirituality. When a man is attracted to a woman, he may be projecting his anima onto her, seeing not only the real person, but also the embodiment of his desires, aspirations, and undeveloped feminine aspects. This projection can lead to idealization, or in other cases, frustration and conflict, when reality doesn't match the unconscious projection. Similarly, a woman may project her animus onto a man, attributing to him characteristics such as strength, determination, or intellect, which represent energies not yet integrated within him. In a spiritual sense, the anima and animus connect us to the sacred and transcendental. The anima is often associated with intuition, creativity, and emotional sensitivity, while the animus is linked to logic, strength, and decisive action. By integrating these energies, we not only improve our relationships, but also deepen our connection with ourselves and the universe, thus achieving greater inner harmony. Platonic love and idealization. In Jungian psychology, platonic love is not simply understood as a relationship without sexual contact, but as a form of love in which the loved one becomes a symbol of ideals and aspirations that reside deep within our psyche. Idealization, in this context, is the process by which we attribute almost divine or perfect qualities to another person, projecting our own needs, desires, and undeveloped aspects onto them. When we idealize someone, we project an archetype onto that person, such as the hero, the goddess, or the sage. This projection can be a source of inspiration, driving us to achieve our own ideals and seek the divine in our lives. But it can also become a trap if it distorts our perception of reality and leads us to disillusionment when we see that the idealized person does not meet our expectations. Through idealization, we confront our deepest desires and aspirations, and by withdrawing the projection, we have the opportunity to integrate these aspects into our own psyche, moving toward wholeness. However, Jung warns that idealization can be dangerous if we are unaware of it. If we remain trapped in projection, we risk losing touch with reality and experiencing failure in our relationships. The real task, according to Jung, is to recognize the projection, withdraw it, and see the loved one as they truly are, integrating the ideals we have projected into our own lives. Synchronicity. Synchronicity is one of the most fascinating and enigmatic concepts developed by Jung. This term refers to the meaningful coincidence of events that are not causally related, but are connected by their meaning for the person experiencing them. Unlike causality, which is based on direct cause and effect relationships, synchrony is based on the idea that there are hidden connections between events and our psyche that transcend logic and linear time. Jung began to develop the concept of synchrony after observing that some of his patients experienced coincidences that seemed too significant to be attributed to chance. These coincidences, for Jung, were not mere coincidences, but manifestations of an underlying order that connects the individual psyche to the universe. A classic example of synchrony is thinking about someone and then unexpectedly meeting them soon after or receiving a message from them. Although these events seem disconnected, they take on profound meaning when we interpret them in the context of our emotions, thoughts, and internal experiences. For Jung, these coincidences were signs that the unconscious was at work, offering a window into the deeper connections between our minds and the outside world. Synchronicity has great spiritual significance. It reminds us that we are not isolated beings, but rather part of a vast network of connections and meanings. These events can act as signs or guides on our spiritual path, indicating that we are aligned with the flow of the universe or pointing us to paths we should consider. Furthermore, Jung viewed synchronicity as a bridge between psychology and spirituality. The experience of synchronicity can awaken in us a sense of the sacred, making us feel part of something much larger than ourselves. This concept invites us to be attentive to the coincidences in our lives and to reflect on their meaning, as they can offer clues about our unconscious, our relationships, and our path to individuation, connection with the self, and the process of individuation. Finally, Jung viewed the process of individuation as the path to connection with the self, which is the center of our psyche and the source of our true identity. The self represents the totality of who we are, both conscious and unconscious, and embodies our highest potential. Thinking persistently about someone can be a sign that that person plays an important role in our journey towards self. Perhaps that person is acting as a catalyst for our spiritual growth, helping us discover aspects of ourselves that we need to integrate. Or perhaps they are symbolizing something essential we need to feel whole and connected to our inner selves. From this perspective, obsession with another person is not simply a psychological phenomenon, but a spiritual experience that guides us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. Exploring and understanding the spiritual meaning of our thoughts and obsessions can propel us on our path toward wholeness and self-knowledge, discovering new dimensions of our being and our connection to the universe. If you'd like to continue delving deeper into self-knowledge through Carl Jung's philosophy, don't miss the videos I've posted here.